Hello everyone, this is Tisha from Astrology, sharing your weekly astrology reflections from 26 to 31 October 2025. This week's theme is listening to your inner guidance. Sometimes we look for signs everywhere, in numbers, in conversations, in the stars, but the clearest guidance often comes when we stop searching and simply listen. I've been reflecting on this lately, and I tend to look for external confirmations where I should be trusting my intuition. For example, last year I delayed selling my business. I waited for the right sign, and when I finally decided, Mercury has just turned retrograde and the sale fell through. A perfect cosmic reminder. Sometimes waiting isn't listening, it's postponing clarity. This week's transit brings several opportunities to reconnect with that inner knowing, to act from alignment, and to recognize when divine timing whispers, now. On the 28th, this week brings with an empowering alignment. Mars in Scorpio trines Jupiter in Cancer. This aspect fills us with stamina, optimism, and purpose. It's about following through, not out of impulse, but conviction. Mars gives us courage and Jupiter gives us meaning. Together they say, act from what feels right within you, not from what others expect. You may feel a surge of energy, a readiness to move forward on something you've been reconsidering. The key, trust your instincts, but ground your action in wisdom. This is intuition in motion, inner guidance made visible through action. The next day, on the 29th, Mars forms a trine to Saturn retrograde in Pisces, a deeply stabilizing influence. This is the universe saying, patience is strength. Mars brings motivation, Saturn adds structure. It's about consistency, not haste. If you've been building something slowly, emotionally, creatively, or professionally, this transit helps you to stay the course. The energy of listening means honoring the timing of growth. Not everything needs to happen fast. Sometimes our inner guide says, keep tending the soil, the harvest is coming. On the same day, Mercury in Scorpio trines Neptune retrograde in Pisces, and the energy turns inward. This is the listening transit. Your dreams, your gut feelings, even passing thoughts may carry messages from your higher self. You might experience vivid dreams, intuitive flashes, or sudden emotional clarity. Keep a journal nearby, your subconscious will be speaking. But with this much water energy, boundaries blur. It's easy to romanticize or escape into fantasy. So ground yourself through breath, stillness, or time in nature. Think of this transit as tuning your inner radio. The signal gets clearer when the noise of overthinking fades. Later that day, Mercury moves into Sagittarius, shifting our thoughts towards the big picture. This is a breath of fresh air after all that watery introspection. Sagittarius seeks truth and adventure. Yet Mercury isn't entirely comfortable here. Details might slip, communication can get exaggerated, or our enthusiasm may outweigh our practicality. Still, there is wisdom in this shift. Listen to inner guidance now means allowing optimism to guide you, not to blind you. Keep your feet on the ground even as your mind soars to new horizons. And then, almost immediately, Mercury meets Uranus in opposition, a mental lightning strike. This energy can bring sudden revelations, startling news, a new way of thinking that challenges what you thought was true. You may find your beliefs shaken or your plans disrupted by unexpected insights. But that's the beauty of Uranus. It breaks the static so we can hear ourselves again. If something surprises you this week, a conversation, a sudden idea, or even a technological hiccup, ask yourself, what truth is trying to break through here? Sometimes guidance arrives disguised as chaos. On the 30th, we close the week on a powerful note as Mercury in Sagittarius sextiles Pluto in Aquarius. This is transformative communication, where honesty meets depth and words become catalysts for change. It's a wonderful transfer for inner reflection, journaling, or sharing something authentic with someone you trust may uncover buried insights or express truths that have been long waiting to surface. This is your inner guidance taking shape, clear, strong, and transformative. This week, let's all practice listening, really listening to what life and your intuition are telling us. When Mars and Jupiter gives you energy, act with intention. When Neptune whispers, stay still long enough to hear. And when Uranus surprises you, trust that this eruption can be divine redirection. Sometimes the signs you've been searching for isn't out there, it's inside you, waiting for silence. Thank you for joining me for this week's weekly astrology reflections. If you'd like to explore how these transits influence your personal chart, visit me at Astrology. Until next week, may your inner guidance be clear, calm, and true.